It's world source media back here once again. If only the world's buried cities would rise up someday. But they won't. They are almost impossible to find, though stories about rediscovered cities once inhabited by a race of giants will always fascinate us. Amazing discoveries require great efforts or an even greater amount of luck. If we're to trust early 20th century journalism, we learn that serendipity led to the doorstep of the most famous underground city of giants. According to an article published in the Arizona Gazette on April 5, 1909, the Grand Canyon was once home to civilization that most likely consisted of individuals of cyclopean proportions. If such a civilization ever lived, surely it would have left behind some structure as a testament of its existence. The article mentions the discovery of an enormous underground citadel by an explorer named G.E. Kincaid, who stumbled upon it while rafting on the Colorado River. It is worth mentioning that Kincaid was an established archaeologist and had financial backing from the Smithsonian Institute, who cover up all giant findings. The entrance to the city was at the end of a tunnel that stretched for almost a mile underground. First, I was impressed that the cavern is nearly inaccessible, Kincaid wrote. The entrance is 1,486 feet down the sheer canyon wall. It is located on government land and no visitor will be allowed there under penalty of trespass. Above a shelf which hid it from view from the river, was the mouth of the cave. When I saw the chisel marks on the wall inside the entrance, I became interested, secured my gun and went in. The architecture suggested the builders of the underground city possessed advanced engineering skills. The central hub of the subterranean city was a mammoth chamber out of which passageways radiated like spokes on a wheel. The walls of the main chamber were adorned with copper weapons and tablets covered in hieroglyphic symbols, not dissimilar to those found in Egypt. Another finding that pointed to an Egyptian link were the mummified bodies, by far the most intriguing things inside the citadel. No mummy measured less than 9 feet and all of them were wrapped in dark linen. Kincaid wrote he had stood one of them up and photographed it by flashlight, but that photo is nowhere to be found. Further exploration revealed something about the religion of the city's giant inhabitants. Over 100 feet from the entrance is the cross hall, several hundred feet long, in which are found the idol, or image, of the people's god, sitting cross-legged, with a lotus flower or lily in each hand. The cast of the face is oriental, and so is the carving of this cavern. The idol almost resembles Buddha, though the scientists are not certain as to what religious worship it represents. The article records the discovery of pottery and instruments, all bearing the signs of having originated elsewhere in the world. Such a melange of cultures is rarely encountered in archaeological finds, making this discovery one of unprecedented importance. The last chamber that awaited exploration was what Kincaid and his partner, Professor S. Jordan, believed to be a ceremonial crypt. It was located at the end of the large room where all the other mummies had been found. There is one chamber of the passageway which is not ventilated, and when we approached it a deadly, snaky smell struck us. Our light would not penetrate the gloom, and until stronger ones are available we will not know what the chamber contains. Some say snakes, but others think it may contain a deadly gas or chemicals used by the ancients. The whole underground installation gives one of shaky nerves the creeps. Unfortunately, the article stops before giving more details about this crucial discovery. In fact, no other official mention of this underground city is ever made. Was it all a hoax, or is there something more sinister responsible for the silence? There are some who believe the story of the subterranean city of giants is true and that a tight lid has been carefully placed on top of the affair. Conspiracy theorist John Rhodes once said he knew the exact location of the entrance to the city but that it was guarded 24/7 by soldiers carrying M16 rifles. Another idea floating around the internet said that the underground city now serves as a museum for the shadowy ruling class. Last but not least, and mostly because of David Icke, many have connected the deadly, snaky smell with the presence of reptilian humanoids. Needless to say, the Smithsonian Institute denied knowledge of the existence of such an enigmatic subterranean city, but their disclosure fails to convince everyone. The abundance of conspiracy theories built around the idea that the Smithsonian actively hides or destroys evidence in order to maintain the standard historical viewpoint does little to help the issue. Due to an acute absence of evidence, it seems that for the moment, the story of an underground city of giants is just that, a story. Let me just say this. Yes, there are giants' remains around the world, but the Smithsonian and the Vatican always cover them up.